All right, we back YouTube. Can you guys hear now? Know that there are rumblings. Know that there are rumors. Know that there's stuff flying around. I've heard some things. I would say to be patient. I'm not about to come in here and spread a ton of rumors on what I've heard, but I do think, not to go full Jason Staples on everybody, I do think there's good news that's, I hate this phrase, but I do think there's good news right around the corner. Good news for FSU coming soon. So I am happy to talk about anything you guys want to talk about. You're more than welcome to come in and ask questions. Believe that Newberg will be in here shortly, and we can bug him as well. Obviously, Whit Fong put out some news this morning that good news may be coming for FSU today. Obviously, as soon as he put that, Florida State fans want to immediately say that Cedric Baxter is a lock. Baxter certainly didn't help the situation by tweeting videos of him in FSU stuff, or videos of him and Dalvin Cook in the same video. Certainly can understand why a connection is made there. And then Baxter later not Baxter, but Whit Fong later came out and said that Baxter would not, that didn't have anything to do with the news that he was alluding to, which lines up with some of the stuff that I was told earlier today. I will say this on Baxter. I certainly by no means think that that's done. I think that Florida State really needs to get him on campus a time or two more, but I definitely think that's a recruitment that Florida State is still in. I think you've seen Texas offer a couple of other running backs pretty intentionally. I would say to kind of keep your eyes on that one. But Whit Fong told you that's not what today's news is. So do me a favor, share this, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, comment at any point, tag Newberg because he's late. Actually, I'm like 3 hours late. So maybe this isn't Newberg's fault. But tag him, get him in here, tag Whit Fong. Let's give him a hard time too for literally wasting. So the Friday before the week of Thanksgiving, we can blame Whit Fong. You can tell your employer it was his fault that you were super unproductive at work today, because I know that most of you are. But let's get after it. Florida State plays Louisiana tomorrow. I'm hearing some things. Well, let's do this. Let's shout out Graham Coe, but I am hearing some things that maybe a little concerning. I don't know. We'll talk about it after this. But shout out Graham Coe. Now is the perfect time to be ordering gift cards for the holiday season. You can order anything, I believe, from $10 to $25 to $50 gift cards. If you don't know what to get people, get them Graham Coe. Perfect for holidays. They have CBD through their sister brand Satividol, which you can find on their page. Graham Coe gift cards are a great purchase around the holidays. The Quick Mix is your go-to for all of your holiday, your innovative infusions that you're going to be making, your punch. You want to mix a little of the Graham Coe Quick Mix in with your eggnog. That seems like a good time. Comes with a measuring screw so you don't mess up the dosage. TheGrahamCo.com, TJ25. Check them out. Appreciate their support. We gave away a bunch of gummies and samples and stuff to vets last week for Veterans Day. That stuff should be going out, if it hasn't already, early part of next week. So you should have that for your holiday. So shout out to vets. Thank you guys for your service. I was happy to get you guys a bunch of stuff last week. All right, let's talk about this. I'm hearing some rumblings that not hearing your rumblings. I hate when people say that. I hate when people act like Florida State's struggling with the flu a little bit this week. And I think that probably couldn't come at a better time as you play an opponent that you're, when fully healthy, probably 20 to 30 points better than, if not more. This is an opponent that's probably slightly better than, a bad Miami team, but a good opponent nonetheless, or a bad opponent nonetheless. I've heard, I won't go on record and say specific players, but, I think it's kind of impacting, top to bottom, a bunch of guys. And so something to kind of watch out for tomorrow. It wouldn't shock me if a couple of guys weren't out there that you're kind of used to seeing. I think that Florida State could I think they could win this game without a few guys. It just may not be the blowout that everyone was expecting. Maybe it is. Maybe it still is. But definitely some flu concerns, some guys that have missed practice, some guys that have missed time. Not to put anybody on blast, but yeah, some big names, some guys that you would prefer to have tomorrow. That's not to say that they're certainly out, but it's something to watch for. Noon game, sleepy crowd. I'd assume a lot of people are waiting for the game on Friday. I don't know. I wouldn't call it worrisome, but I do think it's something to kind of monitor, something to kind of look at. You certainly want to be as strong as you are to try and get people out of the game as quickly as you can to get onto Florida week. You got a short week, and you'd like to, guys, if you're fully healthy in this week, you'd like guys to take as few reps as is possible so that they can just start resting up for the next week. So that's something I think to watch out for. I don't really, I'm kind of busy. We're going out of town tomorrow morning, so I really haven't been on all of the different podcasts or anything. I don't really know if that's something that's out there a ton, but it is certainly something that Florida State's struggling with, and something that we should probably keep an eye on over the next, I don't know, how far from kickoff are we, right? 8 hours and 20 hours or so. So we'll see. I'm not worried about losing. Not worried about, I'm not trying to spread that. I got a couple questions is this guy out? Is that guy out? I mean, we'll see tomorrow. Nobody's been confirmed to me that they're not playing tomorrow. There are guys that have missed significant practice time this week. See what that ends up looking like. I think it's a good thing that it was this week and not next week. So, let's see here. Let's answer some questions. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no. Whip Fong said, yeah, I'll answer. I said at the beginning, but Whip Fong said, yeah, the eyeball emojis that he, I guess, threw up on the message board. Yeah, that is not about Baxter. I don't know. Who do you guys think it is? Hit the request button and get in here and say it. Don't ask me who I think it is. Hit the request button and come in here and talk. Tell me who you think he was referring to. We could do that. If you guess right and you're the first person to guess right, we'll give you a, I don't know, $10 Garnet and Gold gift card. That sounds fun. Let me see if I can get Garnet and Gold to approve that. We need to do our score thing for Garnet and Gold today too, for the game tomorrow. So yeah. All right. Alex up first. I got to take a note if y'all are going to play this game with who you think Whit Fong was talking about. So basically, who's the next person to commit to FSU? How mad are you guys going to be if it ends up being like a JUCO offensive lineman or something like that? Next FSU commit. Alec, how's it going? Alec, you're on mute.
I am not on mute now.
Oh, my man. How's it going?
Feeling good, man. How you doing?
I'm feeling good. It's Friday afternoon. I'm going out of town tomorrow, so that's fun. How about you?
Nice. Yeah, same. I just got off work a little early. Pumped about that. Trying to follow up on the news. I guess I was going to make my guess as – I guess it's got to be Brock Glenn. So I live in Memphis. He goes to Lausanne. So everyone's big Memphis people here. I think Tokar's had a good relationship there. And personally, it kind of makes sense. I wouldn't go to Ohio State and get beat out by the guy that's apparently the number one recruit next year. So, I mean, you got stability at FSU. It personally makes the most sense. And I don't know why Will Fong would honestly drop that type of information. I don't know why you would post that and it's like some random junior college defensive back. So it makes sense to me if that is who it is.
People on the message boards were saying something like, just can't wait for this to be a 2025, top 12 or something that Florida State makes. So, no, I agree. I like your guess. I think that's that's a recruit that Florida State's done a good job of keeping in touch with. I did a QB recruiting video yesterday on the Double Fries YouTube, and I mentioned him specifically as somebody that it wouldn't shock me if Florida State was able to go pick up. I think that they've been pretty intentional with trying to keep that warm. And so I like your guess. I like it. Hopefully you win the. Well, I don't know if Garnet and Gold has approved that yet or not, but maybe you win a gift card. Maybe I got to buy you a gift card. We'll see.
Well, either way, you just give me a tweet, right?
I'll definitely hook you up with a tweet.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I think my thing on Brock Glenn will always be, I just think he makes. Usually, when you go against Ohio State, I would think that we're the team that probably should lose that. Like they probably have more money and they have better winning success right now. I just think that's one of the few recruitments where it kind of makes a little more sense for the lower caliber recruit for their level to go to someone that's still a good program, but you could probably see a little more playing time. So we'll see.
I don't disagree. Are you? What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I'm staying in Memphis with my wife's family, and her family can cook real good. So we're doing the turkey. I'm team turkey over ham, so we're gonna feast.
How do you guys eat your turkey?
I haven't had. So we only been married a year. It's the first year with our family. We'll find out.
All right, gotcha. How would you eat if you could? Like, what's your go-to if you were in charge?
Gosh, man, I don't know. What would you be? I have no idea.
I'm team fried turkey all the way. I'm not doing it this year because we're going up to North Georgia, and I just don't want to take the deep fryer up there with me. Like that, I'll just miss out on it this year. But I'm definitely team fried turkey.
Okay, I was leaning that, but I like it smoked a little too, so we can do both.
I like smoked turkey. I know this is not why anybody tuned in, but I do like smoked turkey. But it's just so much more of a process, right? Like I think the 45-minute deep fry is definitely the move. So
yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm also especially when you aren't the one having to cook it.
Yeah,
when you cook it, you have to factor that in
for sure. Alec, thank you, my man.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it, buddy. Oh, let's see. All right, DMs don't count. You guys making guesses in the DMs, that's just way too easy. You got to jump in and request if you want your guest to count here. I will throw this up. I'll just tweet Garnet and Gold and score, and then I'll throw that in the top of the space. If you have a score prediction for the game tomorrow, you just have to guess FSU's score. So I don't need Louisiana's score. Just how many total points do you think FSU scores against Louisiana? Maybe I'll throw you guys a curveball by bringing up the flu stuff first. But how many points do you think they score? Go reply to my tweet up in the top of the space. If you get it right, we'll give you a gift card for Garnet and Gold in that amount. So you think Florida State scores 42 tomorrow, go reply with a 42. They score 42, you get a $42 Garnet and Gold gift card. With code SPACES15, that's basically, I'm not going to do that backwards math, but that's like a $50+ gift card. We'll say that. Jimmy, let's get Jimmy in here and find out what Jimmy's got. Oh, 63. Look at Eddie going to town here. If you're on the YouTube, you'll have to go over to Space. Oh, man, the YouTube comments are all over. Those are my people on how they want their turkey. Smoked, fried, grilled turkey? How you grilling a turkey? I think you're talking smoked, Mark. Jimmy, what's going on? Jimmy, I might have lost Jimmy. You're on mute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Friday afternoon, man, and I'm off all next week. I mean, I don't have a job, so like that, that's part of it. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing great.
So I just had a couple of things. So my guess is going to be Damari Brown.
Okay.
I know he just came out with his top 3, but I'm not too sure on that. My main question was, realistically, we're talking about Cedric Baxter, flipping and stuff, but realistically, I mean, what are we thinking on that? Because, I feel as if Texas, offered him a good bit. With Bijan Robinson also, I believe he's leaving after this year. Just what are you realistically thinking about Baxter, flipping back to us?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think right now, if I had to put a percentage on it, I'd put something like 25 to 30% would be the guess that I would take. I think that, and I don't know what his playoffs look like. I know that we play a weird game on a Friday night this week, so I don't even know if this is feasible. Somebody want to do me a favor and look up if Edgewood has a game on Friday night or what time it is. That might change the way I look at things. But if you were able to get him back on campus one more time, say that was Friday night, I'd probably up my percentage to something like, I don't know, 45, 50. And then if you were to get him one more time in December, I'd probably even lean that up over a shade over 50, right? Like if he's showing you that much interest and he comes 2 times in the final 5-6 weeks before signing day, I don't know, I'm probably up to like 55, 60% at that point, right? If he doesn't step another foot on campus, I think it'd be pretty tough for Florida State to pull him. Not going to say impossible, but I think that you need to see him show up one more time. That's why, I mean, and not to, I knew the whole time it wasn't Baxter. The Baxter thing didn't make a ton of sense to me today. I know that's what the rumor was, but like, why would he commit right now? I think he has another official visit that he's planning on taking somewhere else. I mean, Texas, USC, not Texas, but USC or so. So like, I don't know, today would have been a weird time to commit. I mean, if, obviously NIL is going to factor in, why would you commit, before the leverage was used? So, Richie's over here correcting the way I said it. Sorry, Edgewater. But do they play? Do they play Friday night? Somebody help me out with the answer to that one. So anyway, yeah, if he comes back to campus 1 or 2 more times, then I like FSU to flip him. If he doesn't, I think it's going to be low percent.
I mean, I'm sure with Trey Benson, doing so well these last few weeks, it's definitely, put a bit of thought into his mind with that as well. But I have one last question. I've heard some talks about Hakeem Williams with Texas A&M. How are we feeling about Hakeem Williams being, locked in for class of 23?
So I've spoken with a couple of people and asked that question specifically, and I don't necessarily know that there's a lot of concern there, right? Like I don't think people are looking at that like. I mean, I know that we're all kind of scorned from last year, and things can change, right? Other, things can happen between now and then, but I don't know. I feel pretty good about Hakeem. I'm not stressing there too much. Ask Josh. Josh will tell you. Josh, what's going on with Josh just jumped in here. Let's see what Josh thinks about Hakeem. Josh was able to fight off all the Gator fans that were crying in his mentions all day today. So shout out Newberg for not being too beat up right now. Let me add him real quick.
Yo.
Hey, how you doing? You sabotaging any
hear me?
Yeah, you sabotaging any recruitments lately?
I'm driving home from work right now, and it was a good day. The boys from Gators Online came to the office, so I got to chat with Zach Alberverdi and Nick Delatorre.
Shout out my guy Nick. Yeah,
we had some good laughs over the what has transpired online over the last 3 days, 4 days, something like that.
Yeah, folks are mad at you. I see Gabby in here. The Miami fans got mad at you too for just saying that the way they were tweeting that thing was an interesting strategy. So everybody's mad at you. We're not mad at. No, I don't think any FSU fans are mad at you. Though.
Here's the thing, TJ. I don't think people understand, and this is okay. This is why I think it's all funny. But I don't think people understand what I'm doing these days. Like, I'm not covering a program. I'm commentating on recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm commentating on all things recruiting. I'm not out here. Yeah, of course, I got my ear to the ground and I'm talking to sources, but like, I'm not trying to break news. If you watch our show, which takes on Mondays and Thursdays, my job is just to ask the questions. We have the guests on from the network, and ironically, I mean, Monday's show caused a big stir, but it was me speaking with Corey Bender from Gators Online. It wasn't like I was out there, with a gun to Corey's head, telling him to come on my show and go along with my agenda. I put on a recruiting show where it's called The Inside Scoop, and we report on all things recruiting. Chad Simmons broke a story on Tuesday speaking to Samson Okunlola himself. Samson Okunlola told Chad Simmons that he was on his way to Gainesville for a visit. So, nothing we did on our end constituted anything. We didn't step over any boundaries. We didn't break any rules. And most importantly, Chad's scoop came directly from the recruit himself. So, I'm not exactly sure where I entered the picture, but hey, if I wasn't relevant, they wouldn't be adding me right now.
You upset people for a whole week right before Thanksgiving. So you need to go to temple or something.
Yeah, and nothing's going to change. I mean, nothing's going to change on our end. We're going to continue to cover the biggest recruiting stories, whatever's developing, and they'll get used to it. But it's been a fun week.
You're just moving that needle. Okay, so how do you feel about Hakeem Williams?
I feel really good about Hakeem, but I'm not nothing's set in stone until these guys sign. And when you're going up against Texas A&M, that is certainly true. Weirder things have happened, so I'm not going to lock him in, but I'm not overly concerned. There's nothing on my radar right now that would be a concern for FSU fans.
Yeah, me just personally, I feel like after, with the Travis Hunter situation, I personally, until they sign that deal, I'm not locked in on any recruit.
I agree. My advice would be don't fall in love until they sign. You can like them all you want, but don't fall in love until they sign.
Yeah, that's all the questions I had for you guys. I appreciate it. I'll just sit back and listen to you guys talk.
Thanks, bud.
Absolutely. Thanks.
You guys have a great weekend.
You too. Josh, how do you like your turkey?
Honestly, I fried it a lot, but we're doing short ribs this year. It's just me and Allison. I'm not going back home to Florida, so it's just the two of us. We're doing short ribs, garlic mashed, baked or green beans, and probably another side or two, maybe mac and cheese and maybe a salad, something like that.
Nice.
But we're going short ribs. We're bypassing the whole turkey.
Dude, we're bypassing the turkey too. We're gonna be in North Georgia, and I think we're just doing steak. We'll do some We'll do some sides. Like we'll do some traditional Thanksgiving sides. And when I get home, like I'll have some turkey for my mother-in-law's like that weekend or whatever. But I was telling them before you got on, like I'm not taking the whole deep fryer up there. That's just too much.
Right.
So I'll just have turkey when I get home. The Lord won't be upset that I don't have turkey that day. I know you're not at 247 anymore. But your boy Steve is making some waves over at 247. Any thoughts around, what may be coming with Florida State? Have you heard anything? He came out and said it wasn't Baxter. Yeah.
My boy Fong?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He's getting all the people riled up.
What did Steve do?
Steve went to the FSU message board today and he just put, could be a good day today. And that's all he did. And then he dropped a little bait and then got out of there.
Well, how do you know he's just not a motivational speaker? Like, how do you know he didn't go on the message board and drop the same exact message? Like, everybody go out there and have a great day. He felt like
FSU, because I looked at what else he's commented on this today. But he just felt like the FSU fans needed that the most. They needed the pep in their step.
Yeah. No, I do. Cedric Baxter, only for that balloon to be deflated a couple hours later. So, no, it's not Cedric Baxter. And with Baxter, I mean, the same thing goes for what I've been saying. I need to see him show up to Tallahassee one more time for me to even, go down that path. I think what I was saying earlier is kind of true. All that flurry of visits and stuff, it was just too early. Like, how are you going to sustain that kind of positive momentum with Cedric Baxter for 2 months?
Yeah.
Now, if he shows up for the UF game, or maybe he shows up on an official visit weekend, even though he doesn't have an OV, but if he showed up as an unofficial visitor in December, that would put him back on my radar. But for right now, he's not necessarily like a guy that I got on Flip Watch.
Let's go with a couple more people that are requested. And we won't stay on here super long, guys. Again, shout out Gramco, thegramco.com. Josh, you got to get some gift cards for the people you're not going to see back here in the Tampa St. Pete area for the holidays. Go get your gift cards from thegramco.com. Tristan, what's going on?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you. How you doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, are we sure he was talking about recruiting when he sent that message out?
What do you think he was talking about?
Yeah, let's hear this
I was
angle.
thinking along the lines of like Jordan Travis announcing he was coming back.
Nah, I don't think Wilt Fong would be involved in that.
Yeah.
He's a recruiting guy through and through.
Yeah, I was wondering where you were going with that. Like maybe like a coach, like somebody gets fired, like we hire a coach or something today.
Well, I was thinking like not like a likely thing, but I was just like wondering if like Norvell was involved, not him himself, but if other people were interested in, having discussions with him with other teams.
I don't think so. If you look at Wilt Fong, what he does a great job of covering recruiting, but he especially does a great job of covering recruiting in Big Ten country. So that could be he could be tapped into something that's going on in Big Ten country.
Maybe like Iowa, Purdue, Rutgers.
Then.
See if there's anybody in Nebraska that we want. Is that what you're thinking? I'm just making a joke.
I just know where Wilt Fong specializes
in. Did Glenn say anything today? Like post anything on Instagram or like Twitter or anything?
No, I don't believe he
We
has.
got to get the flight tracker out.
Yeah.
Tristan, how you feel about the game tomorrow?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, obviously you dropped the whole flu bug situation on us just now, so hopefully not too many players are going to be out tomorrow and affect the score in a drastic way. But it'd be have to have a lot of players be out for the score to be affected drastically tomorrow.
I agree with that. I think we'll be fine tomorrow, but it is something to keep an eye out for. So, Tristan, I appreciate it, my man.
No problem, man.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, here's a good one, Josh. All right. I threw a shout out to Garnet and Gold. Hey, if you're going to the game tomorrow, which hopefully you are, I'm not able to make it, but I did try and see if my wife would take a detour to Tallahassee on the way up, and she gave me the big X on that. So if you're going to Tallahassee, certainly stop by Garnet and Gold. If you're not going to Tallahassee, make sure you have your gear in time for the Florida game, whether you're going or not. The Florida game is a sellout, so hopefully you already got your tickets. But garnetandgold.com, if you use code SPACES15, you'll save 15% on your order. If you're going to Tallahassee, you can use in-store pickup. If you're going to Tallahassee next week, use in-store pickup. You can save on shipping as well. Or if you're local, that's a good option. Order online and go grab it in-store. garnetandgold.com, the last family-owned and operated FSU retailer in Tallahassee. Make sure you're shopping with them. They give back to our athletes, our boosters, NIL, and more. Michael, Nomad's camera. I know what Michael's going to ask about. So, Michael, just come on here and let it fly.
All right, TJ. Hey, Josh. So once Texas A&M puts up 14 on UMass tomorrow and the Christmas tree hits the curb in Texas, what do you think the odds of the Johnson boys coming back home to Florida State are?
I haven't heard anything about the Johnson boys. But if they were, where do you think Jimbo's going? More importantly,
who cares? Jimbo could go to the bar for all I care at this point. He needs to leave college football.
So what happened? Max Johnson got hurt this year?
I'm not real sure. I'm not going to lie. Max Johnson would be the nice add-on. He would be a nice addition to the quarterback room, but I want the tight end. Him
Is he any good?
Could be a dangerous combo.
Has the tight end done anything? I don't even know. What's his name?
Jake. No, he hasn't played much this year, but he can't be any worse than anybody else in our tight end.
I was going to say he'd fit right in with our tight end room.
Oh, good Lord. We're supposed to be positive. It's Friday.
Well, no, I don't know exactly why you would want to court the Johnson brothers when, no slight to them, but one tight end hasn't performed and the other quarterback would have to sit out a year because he's already transferred once. And then, so I don't know if he's that good that you need Max Johnson on your roster just because he has a last name that you're familiar with. Like, I don't really understand. I think if Jordan Travis leaves, you got to worry about getting somebody in here right away that can replace him, not somebody that's going to have to sit out a year.
Yeah, but so now you've led into the other subject, which I'm sure was talked about, but I haven't been here. Jordan, mid-round pick, we could probably match what he's going to make for a practice squad guy for another year. Makes a Heisman run. Who knows what could happen for him?
It's true, but you mean if he's a third-round draft pick, would he stay? Could you imagine saying Jordan Travis? I mean, a year ago at this time, people were lashing out at Brendan Sonnone for insinuating that Jordan Travis could play in the NFL, period, let alone. So now you're saying Jordan Travis should stay back a year if he's a third or fourth round draft pick? I mean, I can't see that happening.
I'm not saying third round. I'm talking more like fifth.
Oh, you said
fifth
or sixth. I mean,
fifth, sixth, seventh, somewhere in there, maybe.
It'd be a decision he'd have to make. I think if Jordan Travis has a shot to get drafted, I mean, he's been playing in college for 6 years now. Like, you know, he might just want to be ready to move on. But I don't know. I get what you're saying. But I think if Jordan decides that he's going pro, I don't know if Florida State's going to throw $1 million at him to get him to stay.
Yeah. Well, and I have an answer for where Jimbo should go. He should go be the offensive coordinator for Mario down in Miami. I mean, it fits right in down
there. That's a good one.
Oh, man. Here's a hot take. All right, man. Have a good one. Here's a hot take.
Thanks, Michael.
Jimbo is bought out. Next year, he's coaching at West Virginia and Deion Sanders to Texas A&M.
Whoa, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I don't know which is more fun, seeing Jimbo at West Virginia or Deion at A&M.
Dude, talk about irrelevance, like going to West Virginia. Like,
sheesh.
Oh, that's ugly.
You know, considering Auburn made so many runs at Jimbo while he's at FSU, like, are they not interested in him at all?
Auburn or LSU? I thought that was LSU that made all those
Auburn.
runs.
Well, yeah, LSU, but they're set. I mean, you know, they don't have exactly an opening right now, whereas Auburn does. You know, you could get the old band back together, him and Damian Craig back at Auburn.
I don't hate it. You think they hire Cadillac?
No, I don't think so. I mean, if he were to beat Alabama, I think he puts them in a spot where they have to.
Yeah.
But besides that, but I think he does, you know, he's kind of like Odell Hagen's, like the furniture comes with the place.
That makes sense. Let me give a quick shout. I got No Hottie coming on. Let me give a quick shout out to Renegade Sports Entertainment. My guy, Paul Aloisi Jr., works with several of our former Florida State athletes, both in the CFL. And I saw today that he had a couple of NFL calls because guys getting called up for this stretch run to the playoffs. So shout out Paul Aloisi Jr. If you're going to Tallahassee, make good decisions this weekend. But if you do get in any trouble, give Paul a call. Appreciate him. Former national champion on the 2013 team, owner of Renegade Sports Entertainment. Jeannie, how's it going?
I'm doing well, boys. So why do you think the West Virginia is next year, Josh? In that
for
scenario?
Jimbo?
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, this all, like, if they were to buy him out, you know, I think he slides over to West Virginia.
Yeah, he doesn't have a non-compete now. So he could go right now.
Yeah, but why would he leave when Texas A&M owes him all that money?
Right.
I'm saying, what if he purposely tanks the last two games, gets that buyout, and then goes next year?
Yeah, that's what I'm insinuating.
I can't believe. Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant like in another year.
No. I mean, like in like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, 100%. We're on the same page. Totally doing that. He'll take a discount at $8 million and be like, set.
Right. Country roads take me home.
Yes. Super humble.
Does West Virginia even want him?
Yeah.
Well, they need him.
I mean, do they?
They've made comments. Yeah, they've made comments about it.
Man.
And he's made side comments also.
Does West Virginia have enough money to print out as many papers as they need for his playbook?
But
like,
do they really?
Like A&M's got that Odo money to just keep printing papers every week. I don't know if West Virginia can do that.
Yeah,
it's a lot of laminating.
But it'll be. I didn't think his ego could take games like this, but we'll see.
Yeah, his ego might not be able to, but goddamn, it's got to be stressful. It's got to be stressful for him.
You remember when Willie came walking in with that whistle that one time? He was just whistling. You think that's how Jimbo is kind of now? Like, I'm getting paid. Who cares?
There's a big difference in the amount of money. Like, that's enough money that he may need to up his security team. That's like lottery money.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't get it all at once, though. So, I mean, if he gets paid out, I guess he does. Well, even then, I bet they
We all cut our own deals. It depends on your attorney.
Cut a deal. Whew. So, Jeannie, I appreciate you.
Thanks.
All right. I'm getting yelled at from the other room. So let's do 2 more callers and we'll get out of here. Brian, I'm going to bring you on. Then iSports Daily. Get you in just a minute and we'll get out of here. Trey Benson. We might need to not let Trey Benson run the ball these last couple of games. He's shooting up some draft boards. That's a little bit of a joke. Yeah, I hope he goes. My man's killing it. Brian, what's going on?
Hey guys, let's see. I'm a West Virginia and Florida State alum.
Oh no!
I will say there is nothing part of everybody I know up at WVU that wants Jimbo Fisher at all. The bigger thing is, can they steal Rob Mullins from Oregon as the AD and bring him home to be the AD? If we swing and miss on him, can we get Oliver Luck back to be the AD? Then let him build the football program back and choose his coach. But there's nothing that they want Jimbo at all near there.
And do you think that? Yeah, I was just
going to wonder who is the guy for West Virginia that they want. Like, who's the name being thrown about?
More Hugh Freeze talk if Auburn doesn't want him.
Ooh, don't take my
I don't
coach.
see that happening. There's also a lot of little speculation of Brian Hartline. Knows the area. Recruits receivers so well out of Florida. Can he do something like Rich Rod did years ago?
Are they not wanting Jimbo because I guess it's the baggage? Like, is it knowing that Karen Key Largo would move to Morgantown and they don't want that in their city, or what's the?
She's a deal breaker.
Is she what's kind of keeping them at arm's length?
It's more you've had so many dysfunctional head coaches from the end of the Dana time to Neil Brown now to you don't need another guy like Jimbo. I think they would take Rich Rod back before they would bring Jimbo home.
That's awesome. Brian, thank you for getting us caught up on West Virginia, my man.
All right, but go Noles.
Go Noles.
Yeah, go Noles.
Oh, man. Let's see here. iSports Daily. iSports Daily. That's a great avatar. How's it going, my man?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good.
Was wondering, you guys were talking about Travis a little bit.
Hey, your internet's crapping out a little bit. What was that?
Go to the league. Do we?
Trying to piece it together, TJ.
Yeah, I got it. Maybe go to I'm going to put you on mute for just a minute. Go to another room.
If you can take over.
Hey, I'll put you on mute for just a minute. Go to another room and
Can you hear me?
see if it'll come back.
Can you
I
hear me
think
now?
he's asked. Yeah, we can hear you. What was your question?
Yeah, I went on Wi-Fi. I was asking if Travis goes to the league, do you think Duffy's ready to take over, or do we need to bring in a portal quarterback?
If Jordan Travis goes to the league this offseason, I believe that the next starting quarterback at FSU will be from the transfer portal.
Yeah, I think even if Duffy is ready, you got to bring in a transfer to compete with him. I don't know that Tate's ready to go, full time all the time, and you only have 2 scholarship quarterbacks on the roster at that point. I mean, assuming
Tate's not ready to go full time all the time, and Duffy hasn't beat him out yet, then that means that Tate is your backup quarterback and Duffy's your third string.
Yeah, so you would need to bring one anyway, because you only have 2 guys on the roster. I guess unless unless you bring a true freshman, but that guy's not gonna be ready either. So, I mean, yeah, you definitely got to go to the portal if Jordan leaves. You might go to the portal. I think they go to the portal, Josh, even if Jordan stays.
Sure, but that'll it'll change the caliber of quarterback they're chasing. I mean, we went after this dog. We chased this dog and pony show around all last offseason. Like, what kind of quarterback can you get in the transfer portal that is willing to come and sit behind Jordan Travis for 1 year? Right. I know what you're saying. Oh, it's just 1 year, but that's not why these guys are in the transfer portal.
Right. If you're a backup now, why would you leave?
Yeah.
And go be a backup somewhere else?
Like, go back to the portal when you need a starting quarterback, not.
No doubt. All right, I lied. One more caller, Joshua, out there on the West Coast. Joshua, you got to do this a little bit later than you were thinking you would. So sorry that I took away your morning drink.
No worries, man. It's a Friday. I can keep having a few through the day. It's all good.
Attaboy.
All good. Two good questions, actually. besides the obvious ones like Tate and Travis J, how many guys are we thinking that are viable to transfer?
Transfer out?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have an
We have
exact
numbers
number
of
on
10?
that.
Is it like?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on how many they, I mean, like people, I mean, and I'm not saying you do this, but like Josh is so used to this, and it's really only like my second year being used to it. But like people do like flip out about the numbers, but like getting, just processing guys and getting guys to transfer out, like, I don't know. I'm not worried about the numbers at all. I think they'll take anywhere from 7 to 10 transfers in. And so you have to kind of like figure out how many guys leave for the draft, how many guys, they're going to sign in the high school ranks, how many scholarships still count from 2020, like, I don't know, but transfer out, I don't know, probably that same number, 7 to 10 to 11, maybe somewhere in there.
Right. And that actually goes to my follow-up question because, we've always seen what Atkins has done with the line, and it's great. But everything I keep hearing, they're looking to bring in like at least 2 or 3 more linemen off the portal. What is that saying about our young guys? Are they just not developing as fast as we hope, or just because it takes usually 2 or 3 years for offensive linemen, other than obviously Julian Armella, to develop to be ready to play?
Yeah.
Both.
Well, you're going to lose. Yeah, you lose Gibbons this year. I don't know that Caden Lyles has made a decision one way or the other, and so you might lose him too. I don't think Jazz has been everything they wanted at some. So like I think you're always looking to upgrade.
Well, isn't Jazz a 1 year? Wasn't he a grad transfer?
Yeah.
He was a grad transfer.
Yeah, so
and
he's
so
out.
Is the kid from Charlotte. So you're losing 3 major pieces. I mean, say what you want about them, they're out there playing.
Yeah,
Right.
Dimitri as well. So you need to refill some of those. Now you might get Bless back, but Robert Scott should come back. There's no way he should go.
But guys like Schrader and Orr don't seem like
they're out.
Estes always getting played at time. They're probably going to transfer out. I mean, Schrader's just been around for 3 years, basically, right?
Yeah,
But,
Estes maybe.
Ability's an ability.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't think it says too much negative about the young guys. I mean, I think Armello will play. I think he's fine. I mean, but didn't Woody transfer to the other side?
Yeah.
So like you lost him. So you lost. I mean, what'd you end up losing, right? So you're going to lose Gibbons, Jazz, and Emmanuel, and you lost Woody. And you mentioned 1 or 2 more that aren't doing anything, and so like that's like 4, 5, 6 down. So yeah, you certainly, and you're going to get some guys in the class. Yeah, you certainly need to get a couple in the portal.
For sure. I was just wondering about some of that. I mean, we brought in quite a few 4-star guys in now. I mean, not stars on everything, but obviously they mean something. Besides Armella, I haven't seen too many of them really get on the field too much. Just kind of wondering about development of those guys.
Yeah, I think a lot of those guys, their time has passed. I'm hearing great things about Armella. I'm hearing really good things about Jalen Early. I think Estes, as long as he can snap the football, he'll have a role on that team, either, somewhere on the 2 deep. So there is some contributors, but, Florida State has done the right thing at the offensive line. They've thrown numbers at the problem. I was harping on that heavily last offseason, and, they brought in 4 transfers. Of course, that's why you throw numbers at it, because whether it be JUCO or the portal, the hit rate's about 50%.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you think that you need 2 offensive linemen, you better sign 4 offensive linemen from the portal.
Right. And then how viable is that transfer kid from Florida, the grad transfer? I mean, he was a pretty high recruit, right? But it just never worked out for him over there.
Yeah, he was. I think he was like on their 2 deep. I think he had probably gotten beaten out as a starter, but I think he could have some value if he were to come to FSU. It's early. I don't know if that's necessarily a guy that they're going to fully target, but I think he could be an option, but not like one of those plug and play, you're going to be our next left tackle types.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think I think you'd like him as a depth piece if you struck out a few places. I don't mean to be, but I don't think he's like your guy that you're like. I mean, he's not starting next year. I couldn't imagine. I mean, he could have a great spring.
He's also a graduate transfer, so he's looking for a place to just be
1
one
year.
and done.
Right. So,
So if he ain't going to be starting at FSU, I don't think he's going to have a whole lot of interest in FSU.
Right. And so,
exactly.
see what other kind of swings you can take.
Well, I'm just waiting for the bowl season to be over so we can see the tweets about half of Georgia line wants to transfer to Florida State and Alabama.
Oh, remember that? That?
Boy, in the national championship. Yeah.
Whew. We got 10 guys coming. Oh, it's going to be great. Yeah, that was amazing. Well, hey, Josh, love what you're doing on 3. I mean, it looks like you're getting all the video and FaceTime you want now. So keep that hair trimmed up and, keep the gummies till after the show, man. But happy for you doing well over there. And TJ is awesome for keeping this going, man. It's a weird week because not saying we're taking the team for granted, but we're taking the team for granted because we're just looking towards next week. But still good to hear everybody's voice and have a good time.
My man. Appreciate you, Joshua.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you, Josh.
We'll wrap up with that, but it is a weird week. Last year you played Miami and then you went on the road to play BC and then you played Florida on the road. And so that was a little bit more, I don't know, when you play a Louisiana team at noon, 5 days before you play Florida, it is kind of not as exciting, but maybe we'll get a big commit or something. All right. Peach requested like 3 times. So Peach, I got to go, man. My mom's already yelling at me, but you come on here real quick and talk.
I just wanted to take the opportunity to speak with Tennessee Slam, Josh Newberg, if you're still here.
What's up, Peach?
I missed the middle part of this spaces. I got tied up with some things, so pardon me if I'm asking a question that's been asked, and I'm sorry for doing this so late in the spaces. Josh, if you had to predict who FSU's next commitment would be for the 2023 class, who would you say?
I would make a really good prediction, a very accurate one.
I gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense, and that's what you should do, and that makes sense. So I appreciate the answer.
I'll tell you
what I was looking for.
this.
No way his service just went out now.
He did that. He did that.
Dog.
Florida State lands a
Dog, that's funny as crap.
He's doing it on purpose.
No way. He's too witty for this, but like this is hilarious. Check out OnlyFans to find out the answer. Oh, he literally lost connection. Hold on. Let's see if we can add him back as a speaker. That's a top 20 spaces moment. Not top 10. We had too many good moments for that to be top 10, but dang it, now I really want to know what he said. Invite to speak.
So anyway, I know that's a long-winded answer, Pete, but that's what I would say.
Thank you, Josh. I actually caught that, and I appreciate it. So thank you. Great news.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, absolutely. Just glad I could drop the name
before the service went out. Peach, I appreciate you, my man.
Go Noles.
Have a great weekend, Peach.
Appreciate Gramco, thegramco.com, TJ25. Make sure you guys support them and check them out. If you haven't hit the Delta 8, you need to. Really good stuff. Thegramco.com, TJ25.
It's gummy season. When recruiting starts heating up, you got to start taking your gummies. Let me tell you. Otherwise, you'll end up like Florida fans in my mentions.
Listen, we've been hovering around like 150, 200 today. We were up well over 300 today. So shout out the listeners, shout out the YouTube watchers. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll keep doing these live a ton. Make sure you're subscribed and thumbs up the video. Shout out Garnet and Gold. Make sure you go respond to the tweet in the top of the space with your score prediction so you can win a gift card. Josh, I don't know when we'll be back, but thanks for hanging out, man. I hope you have a good Thanksgiving.
You too, TJ. Anytime.
Love you, man.
Love you too. See ya.
All right. If you guys are still watching on the YouTube, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. We will break. I know there's a commit coming. I know there's something happening. I'm not going to ruin a kid's moment, but I'm just telling you, there's something going on. We'll break the news. We'll put it out. We'll get it to you first and the fastest, and we'll make sure that you know about it. So make sure you're subscribed, turn the notifications on, and we'll be back soon to talk about all things FSU. We will do a reaction show tomorrow after FSU beats Louisiana to get to their 8th win. Thank you guys very much for hanging out. If you don't tune back in until then, have a great Thanksgiving and go Noles.